if you are over the age of 25, you have to do semen retention. It's not optional. Now, I'm also not going to hit you with all of these moral reasons why you should stop watching porn and start doing semen retention. I'm going to be real with you. The main reason that you want to do this is so that you can actually attract the right partner to you, or partners if you're polygamous, right? And you can actually start to live the life that you want. Now, for me, I've been doing this for a long time. As someone who was deeply religious and then went into spirituality, I have understood the value of my semen for decades. And I'm only in my 30s. But I can also tell you something else. I have never struggled with women. So when I see all of these podcasts of men complaining about women and all of these other things, and hearing, when I'm looking at the stats of men's mental health, the fact that we're living in a sexless society, it really breaks my heart, because it's not hard to get women. Like, it's actually quite simple. Now, of course, there is a myriad of benefits that you get from being on semen retention. Outside of women, there's improved concentration, your increased energy, reduced anxiety. You've also got improved memory, increased motivation, improved confidence, better sleep, improved physical performance, improved sperm quality, and you generally have better relationships when you're not being pulled left and right from your addictions, right? But the real benefit, right, is truly the confidence that you have with being yourself, right? With doing what you want to do, standing by your own principles and values. And this naturally attracts what you want to you. In my life, and this is not just women, by the way, it attracts what you want. Now, let me explain how this works, right? When you start this journey, you have a lot of energy. And so naturally, you start to put that energy into other things, because you can't just keep thinking about women when you're on semen retention, because it doesn't work, right? The first woman that starts talking to you, you're just going to be like, all right, I'm going to go for this one. And if you've been going for a month and all you've been doing is thinking about women, that moment that you touch the ton, you're going to blow your load, right? And it's embarrassing, right? And that's something that, it's happened to me, right? So I understand that. So when I went through that, I started to really pour my energy into different things, right? You see the books that are behind me, right? I've read each of these books. I have a multitude of interests, right, that I just went into because I needed a place to put the energy. Now, what this did, it made me a really interesting person. And so even when I went to job interviews, when I'm trying to make friends, I just had things to talk about. I also have had a lot of adventures because I'm a spiritual guy, and it wasn't just sitting in my house. I like to experience these things. So I've gone to the heart chakra of the earth. Do you know what I mean? I've gone and I've walked across fire with Tony Robbins. I've done things. And so this just made me naturally more interesting, which means I attract interesting things and people to me. Because when you're sitting there and all you're doing is watching porn and playing games, right? Yes, you might have an interest in the games, but it's boring eventually because you have nothing to speak about that you personally have done. Now, no one's saying to completely give up the games and other things like that, because if that's something that you want to do, so it's a part of your pastime, do that. But when you start this journey, you're naturally going to want to do things outside. You're naturally going to want to work out and all of these sort of things. And you can't fake confidence, because confidence is built by doing something over and over and over again, and it shows. It doesn't need to be said, right? When I back off my top and people see how shredded I am, I don't need to tell them that I'm in peak physical condition, and I have been for years. It just shows. And these are the sort of things that people subconsciously respond to. And especially if, well, if you're just like 25, you're just over the age of 25, right? I'm guessing you're going to want a woman, right? Let's be real about it, right? Those are the sort of things that she will notice, right? Not because you're telling her, because that will turn a woman off if you're too bossy with it, like you're telling them everything. But she will see certain things about you, certain things that you won't do as well. These are the sort of things that attract good people to you, right? And good things to you as well. It's not that you will do everything. That's not the best version of you. The best version of you is the disciplined version of you. And so when you develop a core discipline, right, which semen retention is a core discipline, because it's the most dense primal energy that we have. When you develop discipline in that area, it naturally disciplines so many different parts of your life. You will start eating better, you will start listening to better music, you will start doing better things, right? And if you do want to supercharge your results, I've actually done a video on that as well, when I speak about 5 key habits that will help you to get results quicker as well. So definitely click on that video. I'll see if I can add it here. I'm new to YouTube, so it might be hard for me to do that, but I'm going to do my best to get it there for you as well. But anyway, what happens, right, is when you develop that discipline, that solid core, women naturally feel safe. The things that even in jobs and other things like that, you getting promoted. So many times I've gone into a job and I've got promoted within like 6 months, for example, not because of the things that I do, because of the things that I don't actually do. When I'm saying, no, I'm not going to operate like that. I don't care if you've told me to operate like that. I know how I need to operate because I like efficiency. And so I'm not going to turn up to that meeting to talk about booking another meeting. Right? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to send you one email and we can get it done. I'm not going to sit down and manually do all of these tasks, right? When I can get it automated or build a system so that I don't have to do this all the time. People naturally respect this because people respect masculine energy naturally. But if you are continually letting go of your masculine energy, right, through busting nuts all of the time as a habit, you don't build that up inside of yourself. And so especially if you're like 25, between the ages of 25 and 30, you don't really know yourself, right? And when you start to cultivate that energy, you start to learn who you are. You start to get in touch with your emotional center. And what this does, it allows you to find things that you need to do so that you can manage your emotions, whether that's music, different hobbies, how active you need to be. These sort of things start to naturally come to the surface, and so you naturally become a better person, and so you attract better people, better quality people as well into your life. So if you need a reason to get into semen retention, right, you don't have to do it because you feel like you're less than, right? You can't shame yourself into results. Do it because you want the better side of life, right? Do it because you want that beautiful woman by your side to be chasing you. You want to be able to say that I left women because she didn't align with my values, not she left me because I was a loser. There's a certain level of like power that comes when you can say, like, I can genuinely say, no one's broken up with me in, I can't remember, like it was in the times when I was watching porn and things like that, that I had women break up with me. But it's been so long now, right? I'm in the position where I might be arguing with a woman and I'm just like, man, I can't deal with this anymore. I don't want you, right? And I walk away from the relationship because I am put into that position of power, not over them, but the power to say what I want as a man, and then the power to go out into the world and create the life that I want. So remember, the reason that you do semen retention is not because you are less than if you don't. It's because when you do, you develop the power, the poise, the discipline to be able to forge the world that you as an individual want to live in. So guys, I hope this motivated you and gave you a little bit of a reason to stick on this journey, right? Reach out to me, drop a comment below if there's any other reasons that you found personally to start this journey. I'd love to have that conversation. And last but not least, always remember guys that you are perfect by design.